KOIKIMEDIA, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Àwa sálára àgbáyédá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Gbígbédè lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá.
KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
They never sabi wetin we carry for her.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
I said they never know wetin we carry for body.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, kìnìún ló ló lajú.
Ẹyẹ tó dorí kodò bí àdán ọgbẹ́jẹ lẹ́nu.
Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa, ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó Odùduwà.
Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wá.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe gírí, ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀, ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí, ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé, ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀, àwa ni mọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá.
KOIKIMEDIA, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa mọ́ ni.
Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wá kájé bùgbà yín jẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa mọ́ ni.
À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa mọ́ ni.
News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa mọ́ ni.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀mí ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. KOIKIMEDIA ọlọ́lá gbajúmọ̀ mi o, máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ o. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀mí, ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé, ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ kájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀, àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé, ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. KOIKIMEDIA ṣàwa ní bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrègèdè.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ, jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Ikú tí ó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
We bring you work closer to your doorstep.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ o, tó ń kan gíogó lára ni.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ní bàbá o.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá, ẹ gbé polówó ọjà yín wá o.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Odùduwà lágbé dání, òtítọ́ lágbé dání.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sóníkèéta.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdúró tán, a tún pèrègèdè.
KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá.
deliver to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA is around.
To give us latest.
Is around.
To give us latest.
Ladies and gentlemen,
ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
ladies and gentlemen,
ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
KOIKIMEDIA is around.
To give us latest.
KOIKIMEDIA.
gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú jòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bú jòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bọ́mọ pẹ́rẹ́ àmì padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn àwọn ará pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àgbà tó bá jó lóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ á pè wọn mọ́ra á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni à ní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ́n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest tí mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí ibi tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ́n fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó tẹ́ pé mo dìde fún jà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pé sọ́wọ́ lè mi mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba gbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ dá mi dúró títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lóńdò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wa lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù Olúwa wa.
Okay, gbogbo wa pé a very good evening and welcome once again to our late night conversation. Mo kí wa pé ṣé dáadáa ni àtúnláǹfààní àti ríra wa. Please share the program and let us educate Yoruba people, Nigerians, as the current situation as is happening in Nigeria. This platform stands with the truth and it stands with self-determination. Anything else, about Nigeria does not concern us, but we have to prepare the Yoruba people that are putting their money and their investment in the current dilapidated country called Nigeria. So my job is to prepare your mind so that you don't get caught up, with the current situation with happenings in Nigeria. As we're talking about the Yoruba economy, we are also talking about the insecurity and, most importantly, how to make sure that your wealth does not sink with Nigeria. Many of us will know that the CBN was established just about 2 years before the Nigerian independence, the fraudulent independence that the British gave us, in 1960. But since then, a lot have been happening in Nigeria. Government have been changing hands, and it seems that things are falling apart, and they're falling apart very, very fast. First and foremost, this platform is a platform that always requests that if you have the means, support us so that we can be able to grow, we can be able to do more. And in case you don't know what to do in terms of how to support us, that is the details there in case you like to do so. It's voluntary. Please remember that whatever donation you do, it is completely voluntary. Tonight, I'm going to have a guest which is not new to us on this platform. Many of us have listened to him on this platform, and he will be joining me from his base where we will be discussing tonight's discussion. We hope to be here for probably an hour and a half, depending on how the conversation goes. But the conversation tonight is all focused on the Central Bank of Nigeria. Once again, we will be speaking in English. We will speak in our beautiful language, which is Yoruba. And also, we will be hopefully, quote and unquote, get as much information that could be of benefit to many of us. This platform, like I said, is a complete self-determination platform. We don't believe in Nigeria. We don't believe that Nigeria needs to continue to exist. We believe that the disintegration of Nigeria is also in the interest of the indigenous people. We need our own policies. We need our own constitution. And if many people ask you, what is the reason why you want an independent Yoruba nation? Tell them first and foremost that self-determination is an inalienable right, and that right will be respected by the federal government and likewise by the international community from the United Nations, the ECOWAS, the African Union, and likewise the countries around the world. Many people might not know that you have a right to self-determination. So my job every now and then is to remind you that self-determination under Article 3 stated indigenous peoples have the right to self-determination. By virtue of that right, they are freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. Shout out to my brother, Akalamago TV, and the rest of you that have joined us, which we will probably appreciate as we go into the program. Tọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ bá ń bi pé kí ni ìdí tẹ́ ṣe fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, ẹ jẹ́ kó yé wọn pé ìdí kan péré ni pé a fẹ́ gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọlúàbí. Kò mú jà dání, we are not asking for war, we are not preparing for war, and breakup of a country does not mean that separation does not mean war. We hope that our politicians will listen to us, our royal fathers will respect our rights. And if many people doesn't know, self-determination is an inalienable right. But many people does not even have a clue why we want Yoruba nation. Tobani Yoruba nation. Elomi ani omumanti omi. Let me quickly explain that again. You can take a screenshot of that. What it literally means is that amani identity tiwa. Identity tan law presently is a fraudulent one that was given to us during the 1914 fraudulent amalgamation. So taba ti gba country tiwa ni ma jẹ́ Nigeria mọ́, but orílẹ̀ ta wà yẹn náà la ṣe máa wà. So that means pé ní kúrò ní Ọ̀yọ́, ní kúrò ní Ògùn, ní kúrò ní Ọ̀ṣun, ní kúrò ní Kwara, Kogi, Èkìtì, Lagos State. Gbogbo investment yìí tẹ́ ní síbẹ̀ ó sì máa wà as it is. Orúkọ ló kàn máa change. Gbogbo arrangement tó bá wà nínú Nigeria will stop to be, and we will have a new kind of arrangement. Gbogbo eléyìí ni a ṣe ń sọ pé a fẹ́ dá dúró. Tọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ bá ń béèrè pé kí ni ìdí tá ṣe fẹ́ dá dúró, torí èdè wa, èdè tá à ń sọ yìí òun la máa sọ bí wọ́n ṣe ń sọ ní Italy, ní Spain, ní France, ní Germany. Kò ní jẹ́ dandan pé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì gbogbo transaction tá máa fi ṣe iṣẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà àmì nígbà tá a bá délẹ̀ lérí wa Yorùbá ló máa jẹ́. Kò ní sí pé ó lọ sí ibi tí ó jẹ́ post office ó máa sọ English sí ẹ, Yorùbá ló máa fi bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Èdè yẹn ó ṣe pàtàkì. Also, we will have our passport, and also we will have our own currency. Currency tí à ń lò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìnyí la fi sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Cause currency ti sìn kò work fún wa. It has become a death trap. A máa control resources wa. Resources wa mi pé gold, gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí Elédùmarè ṣe fún wa tó ń bẹ ní orí ìsàlẹ̀ ibi tí à ń pè nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, a máa lè control gbogbo resources yẹn. The present day Nigeria does not give room for that. Mo wá ń bẹ̀ wá pé gbogbo ìgbà tó bá ń bi yín pé ṣé torí Fúlàní ni, ẹ sọ fún wọn pé kò ń ṣe torí Fúlàní o, torí pé a fẹ́ ní country tiwa, a fẹ́ ní constitution tiwa. The present day constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is a fraud. It does not help you. It does not work for me. It does not work for you. Constitution here was not written by us. It was written by the military under the military decree. So all these mo ń wo football lọ́wọ́lọ́dọ̀ mi nísìnyí, England àti Belgium, nínú UK wọ́n ní Wales, wọ́n ní Scotland. Nígbà tá a bá dé orílẹ̀-èdè tiwa, a máa ní football club tiwa, a máa ní international team tiwa tó máa play on our behalf, just like the Wembley Stadium ṣe wà. Àwọn náà máa ní gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí kò tí ní understanding pé àwa la ní in tó jẹ́ kí ó gbé Nàìjíríà dúró lénìí, and ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tí a jọ ń gbé níbẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ jagbà mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, àwa la nígbà fún un. Gbogbo intan pariwo lé lórí láti ìgbà tá ti ń sọ, kò ṣàwa nìkan la máa kọ́kọ́ sọ. Kódà àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa ti sọ, and wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ débi pé àwọn tó sì ń béèrè pé ká restructure Nigeria. The question is, how do you restructure a country that has completely failed? Irọ́ ni wọ́n ń pa pé ká lọ máa dìbò ọdún mẹ́rin. Tó bá jẹ́ pé a dìbò ọdún tí eléyìí tó lọ yìí, a sì máa prepare láti fi kúrò nínú ìlú tó ń pè Nàìjíríà. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ bíi pé ẹni tó wà níbẹ̀ nísìnyí ó máa ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ tó yẹ kó ṣe. We hope he will do it, but some of us do not believe with it.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Oodua development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The process of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
And as we go straight into the conversation, my guest is already on the line with me from his base, and we will be reviewing a lot of the discussion that is vital to us tonight. So please share the program, because we will learn so much. Tí ó máa help wa. A máa sọ Ìgbò, a máa sọ Yorùbá, kó lè bá yá àwọn èèyàn wa dáadáa. Mo kí bàbá wa Bishop Adeshina pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa Koiki Media.
Ẹ káalẹ́ sà, ẹ kúṣẹ́, Olúwa ṣagbára dọ̀tun.
Àmín. Ẹ bá wa kí gbogbo àwọn aráalé tí wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo ibi tó lúkálùkù wà, because of the different time zone. Ẹ bá wa kí àwọn tí wọ́n ti jókòó láti fi gbọ́ wa àtàwọn tó máa tún gbọ́ nígbà tí a bá parí ètò náà.
Mo kí gbogbo wa ní ilé lóko káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé, ibikíbi tí ọmọ Yorùbá bá wà. Mo kí yín o, àlàáfíà Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú wa, àní ṣe lásán o. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Let's dive into the conversation. There's a lot to cover. I can see that even in the last couple of hours, the central bank is bringing up some of the more information in terms of the interest rate, which has now been increased to 24.75. Also, we will be looking into the CBN dollar sales. What does that mean? What does it mean to the average Nigerian, and how does it mean that if we remain in Nigeria, how is still going to affect us in the future? So I'm going to allow you to start the presentation while I will be also showing something behind the scene. Behind the broadcast for the benefit of those that will be watching. But before we go into that, let me quickly start from here. So this is coming from the Arise News, just as many other news I've talked about it. The central bank approves a second tranche of the forex sales to BDC. The BDC stands for the Bureau de Change and has reduced allocation to $10,000. It also says that the central bank on Monday yesterday has approved the second tranche. The central bank disclosed that the sum of $10,000 will be sold to each BDC at the rate of 1,251 naira to the dollar, which was 50 naira reduction compared to what it was at the first allocation of 1,301. Bishop, let's hear what you want us to understand from what the CBN is doing with these new allocation. I didn't know about the first allocation, but it seems that this is the second one. Maybe there's another one coming. So let's dive into the conversation and I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, thank you very much. The CBN taking steps to strengthen Naira. And by taking steps to strengthen Naira, they decided to do what they did by controlling dollars. Now, I will now come in there that Cardoso should watch his back and look for economic advisor. He needed
for the benefit of those that are not from Nigeria, please let us get as much information. Who is Cardoso? Because you just mentioned a name that nobody have a clue who that person is, please.
Cardoso is the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
And the picture is the one on the right-hand side for those of you that are watching us on the screen.
All right. So he needs advisors, economic advisors, more than even Mr. President as of now. Because so that what happens to immediately after leaving office will not repeat itself on him too. Because what Emefiele did and is being persecuted for, even though there are charges of stealing and all that for Emefiele, he may not steal anything, but in accounting and all those finance, that is what we call misappropriation. Misappropriation of funds doesn't mean you sold the fund. In fact, the person charging you may even benefit from what you use the money to do, but they will charge you, penalize you for using the money not in the appropriate or approved channel. That's a painful thing in the finance world. It doesn't matter even what you use the money for is for benefit of the so far it's not approved through approved channel. You can you can be crucified as if you stole the money. So Cardoso need to watch his step. Now, they are trying to defend what is not. They are trying to defend Naira, to protect Naira without a backing. And that has made them, that has lured them taking the step that they took by trying to control dollars, which is not their product. You cannot control what is not yours. Dollar is the product of United States of America. US dollar is the product of Federal Reserve of United States. Naira is the one that is the product of CBN. So Cardoso should be controlling Naira, but because there is no backing for Naira, and a lot of Nigeria don't know that as of now. A lot of Nigeria don't know that because every country has a product it sells to back its currency. Every country has product it sells to back its currency. Nigerian product is crude oil. That is what Nigeria government sell to earn dollars. And the dollar is in the reserve, foreign reserve of Nigeria, in which Nigeria can use to buy some other thing it doesn't have. And the other country can also bring their dollars or their country or convert it to dollars to buy Naira from Nigeria and use the Naira to buy what Nigeria is selling. But after Obasanjo, Nigeria forest completely collapsed. In the sense, that's why Jonathan at that time was saying that the economy is completely finished. What he's saying is that Nigeria has nothing to sell to back Naira again. Now, the question Nigeria would have asked, because many of Nigeria don't know what's going on because of this economic term that people, this white suit collar, all this thing were saying, and they know what's happening and they will not open up for people because of the economic gimmicks that they are doing. Is that all the crude oil that Nigeria has been sold off the national asset. Ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ yé yín sá?
Àgbọ̀yé sá.
Has been sold off national asset. Nigeria, gbogbo crude oil, all the crude oil well have been sold off. Nǹkan tó yẹ kó jẹ́ ti orílẹ̀-èdè láti máa control, ó ti wà ní àkàtà private individual.
Okay.
They sell the oil well to themselves, sold all the oil well to company, sold all the oil well, something that are national assets. You sold and privatized all of them. NNPC was privatized. They sold all those things to their friends, their foreign partners, and all that. To the extent that the refineries that are in Nigeria stop working. It's not that those refineries have fault. It was deliberate because there is no way that Nigeria, the oil well to use, or the oil well belong to somebody. It's something that's supposed to belong to unanimous nation, has been given off to belong to somebody. And that great problem in those Niger Delta area, our own land, the government has taken over it. Yes, we say okay, it's for all of us, but now you suddenly hand it over to your friends. Our own land, something that belongs to us, is no longer for our general benefit anymore. We don't even care if northern benefit from it or west benefit, east benefit. It's no longer like that. It's now to private or foreign companies. So those Niger Delta began to pick up arms. some of them began to do oil brokery too, saying something that belongs to us, who we say we should not take it. They will go and do brokery too, and began to kidnap all those foreign this thing over there. That's how the Niger Delta problem started. Now, the crude oil, which is Nigeria resource to back Naira, is off from the hand of Nigeria. So Nigeria is not exporting.
Okay, let's get something right here. On the screen, I'm actually gone to the OEC.world, which is the historical data of what we sold, our export and import. There's an interference. I don't know whether that's from you, but it's kind of an interference. So maybe you're next to a gadget or something. So it looks like there's some. Okay, the sound is much better now. There was some kind of interference coming from your end. I'm looking at these historical data that is giving me the export and the import of Nigeria in 2022. Our export total value was 70.7 billion US dollars. Out of that 70.7 billion dollars, crude oil amounts for 73.7%, literally $52.1 billion. Are we saying that in 2024, in the last 10 months of this government, there have not been any revenue from the crude oil? And then I'll let you to crack on again.
All right, thank you very much. Now, do you realize that Nigeria takes its crude oil out to a foreign refinery to refine and now sell back to Nigeria?
Okay, I can help you there because again, that comes back as part of the import, which is called the refined petroleum. And that is about 30.6%. Again, historical data from the OEC world as of 2022. That also is about 20.7 billion US dollars. Let me quickly give us some of the names of this country quickly. Belgium, Netherlands, India, United Arab Emirates, Saudi, Singapore, Norway, UK, Russia, Italy, Estonia, United States, South Korea, Chinese Taipei, Malaysia, Cyprus, Turkey, Kuwait, Israel. So are we saying that we are buying?
Now listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, are you aware there was a time it was evaluated that the amount of oil barrel leaving Nigeria's shore cannot be quantified? It can only be imagined. They are just giving quotation, estimated amounts. You can't actually ascertain that this is the amount of barrel of oil leaving Nigeria per day. They are just giving estimated, send it to NNPC. Are you aware that there was an assertion that the government cannot inform it?
Yeah,
all right.
I do.
So what they wrote in the Gazette annually is accounting record. Are you getting me?
Yes.
That's just accounting. That is accounting record, and that's the reason the money is not enough for them to take care of the money coming in. The dollar coming in is not enough for them to take care of the Nigerian parastatal, even though they assume they sell crude oil, so they have to go and borrow.
Okay.
And that's why you see them borrowing, and they are selling crude oil.
Okay.
So the ones that they've leased out to their partners and their surrogates, they're supposed to add to the income or this to strengthen the naira, is is also part of it. It is a disaster that cannot befall everything. So the naira is just there without a backing. And then you see from Jonathan began to advocate for diversification. That they just have to shift what Nigeria will be exporting or selling away from just crude oil. They have to shift to something else, maybe agricultural produce. Those who are advising that time said that agricultural produce. So they began to invest in agricultural produce. Maybe Nigeria can start exporting something. When they say Nigeria, we are not talking about citizens that are doing the business. We are talking about federal government of Nigeria. Every country, federal government of every country.
So just similar to how it used to be during the regional government.
Yeah, must have one thing itself.
Okay.
That other country will bring money and convert it to dollar, or bring dollar to convert it to the money of that country to buy from them.
All right. Again.
Look at let me give an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at China.
Yeah.
They don't have crude oil. They don't have it. What they have is human resources. They have human capacity. Wọ́n pọ̀ bí yẹ̀pẹ̀ ojú omi. Then they look at their deficiency and they look at the positive side and they.
All right. Let me give you some data so that you can have something, because you talked about China.
I'll give you China. If China is coming to your country now, you will bring the citizen to your country, because that's what they have to sell their human resources.
And just to help you out there, China in 2022 did an export of $3.7 trillion US. And I'm looking at what could be the major part of what was being exported to around the world. There is no petrol. All I can say is that the largest thing that says there is broadcasting equipment at 7.3%, and that is about $272 billion US. The next item was integrated circuits, which is a value about $212 billion, and the next one is computers, which is valued at $181 billion. So that means that China is not exporting any crude because they don't have it.
They don't have gold, they don't have all those things, but they invest in human resources, technology, and they export these human resources, technical know-how to nations around the world. Let me give another example. Japan. Japan did not have common charcoal in their ground, not to talk of coal. Their land, if you have been to Japan, ilẹ̀ wọn dàbí iyanrìn ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ wọn pátápátá bí iyanrìn ló ṣe rí.
Okay.
So like they have a sandy soil.
All right, let me help you again. In 2022, Japan doesn't have crude oil, like you said. The biggest export that they were doing is machinery, having individual functions at 5.25%, and that gave them 38.5 billion. But the total of what they made in 2022 value up to $728 billion US.
Thank you. They invest in human resources. And because they value what they've trained and built in their education sector from secondary school, Japanese, and one of their technical school. Secondary school.
Oh, sorry, I take that back. Japan major export was car at 12.2%, which value at $89 billion US. Go ahead.
Yeah. From secondary school, they can produce radio. They don't need to go and buy radio and all those things. Just the way you can go and buy pepper, egusi, vegetable, and cook soup. From secondary school, a Japanese student can go and buy spare part like that and build radio, build something. Whereas in Nigeria, a graduate of engineering, BSc, cannot produce microphone. He does not even know what is inside the microphone that is making it to work. So these are the difference. countries so other country can buy that. Now we have resources and we can manage it. We have human resources and yet also we can manage it. We have mineral resources, our arable land, agricultural resources, and we can manage everything. Is just paralyzed here. Now, Cardoso economic.
Nigeria actually bought $13 million worth of cars from Japan in 2022. Go ahead.
Japan. All right. Now, the amount Tinubu used to buy those cars, these are dollars that they don't have, converted to yen, because if you will buy from Japan, you will pay them in yen in Japan. So Nigeria wouldn't have borrow dollars, use it and pay for yen and buy vehicle in yen. Whereas there are 4 different companies producing vehicle in Nigeria that are Nigeria. It is naira that you are producing, you will give them and you have the vehicle. These are the excesses that we are talking about. That it is Nigerian government that is killing the economy of Nigeria and not all these hula trade companies, finance and all that they are doing.
All right, so let's come back now to why the CBN is now pushing out $10,000 to the BDC, and why the BDC, not the banks.
Okay. Now, that's why I said that Cardoso need to be careful so that what happened to Emefiele will not replay on him too. Once this government is out, another government comes, Cardoso will be picked up also by some things that he has started doing. Because what Emefiele did is subsidizing dollars. When you people are buying $450 at international price, the local price $750 over here, eventually by the order or letter from Buhari, of course Buhari denounced that he didn't know anything about it, but the letter was reviewed and Buhari's signature was on it.
So you're talking around 2017 when CBN direct BDC to sell dollar at 362 naira to $1.
Yeah, they were giving some favorite businessmen in Nigeria dollar at a subsidized rate, around 200, around 11 naira. When you are buying 750, international was buying 450. So it is Nigeria Reserve that is paying for those subsidies, and those are part of the crime that is on
Let me help you. There's a guy here on the Twitter that says that history is important. Cardoso is doing exactly what Emefiele did. And this is by a Twitter handle known as AB Rahim. Go ahead, Bishop.
So now Cardoso coming up saying that you are floating naira, fine, you have control on naira. You float naira means that you deregularize the trade. You decentralize the trade, meaning that when you come to office, you saw that the naira has no backing. They are not selling anything to strengthen the trade of naira, to put something in for reserve exchange of naira in dollars for naira. The Federal Reserve that's supposed to strengthen naira has no. It's like you have a company and you are not selling anything, and you are paying salaries, you are paying bills. Koiki, that company is going down, isn't it?
Well, yes,
that company is definitely going down. So that is Nigeria state. So when those managing the monetary policies, which are the central bank managers, get there, they know exactly the problem. But the they are living in denial to the extent that they have to cooperate with the politicians ruling the federal government. Now, but recently, I think, and also when he came in, he tabled that they should be remitting to CBN. But I think there is argument on it that since NNPC is not 100% federal government institution, it's a private private institution that is a little control that government can have on their finance.
All right, let's look at the. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not through with your question. I want to be through with your question.
All right, sir.
Now, okay, sir. So now he put Naira on a float, meaning that it's just like when they remove subsidy on fuel. When they remove subsidy on fuel, it means the price is deregularized. You can get your fuel from anywhere and sell at your price. That's the meaning. But they did that, they are still controlling price. It means that you did not remove any subsidy. So the same thing is what is playing in central bank, because he came and said Naira is floated, meaning that every financial institution gets your dollar at the price or anywhere you want to get it and sell at your own price to Naira at the price you want to sell it. But for now, that he now decided that he want to control dollar. That is a mistake he has took. You cannot control product that is not your own. It is Naira that you can control. But because there was a rose or accusation or a summon on him that what is happening since you have put Naira on the exchange window free, Naira is just going on a free fall. It should have opened up to them that Naira has no backing. We have no sales. We have no. The only thing that we sell, which is crude oil, is not coming forth. It has been shared in your heads, all you politicians, all you senators. It has been shared.
Let me come in there a little bit.
You can't say that to them.
Let me come in there. Let's leave the crude oil. Again, we're going back to the historical data from the OEC war.
Yeah.
And it goes, and we have
to manage that. He's trying to manage that. That's why he blocked all the banks' access to dollar from international avenue. All the bureau exchange was clamored on, including crypto company like Binance was clamored on and clamped down, so they can now control the sales of dollar. That is a wrong step. Now the dollar is not your product.
Okay, why are we not?
That's what Yoruba call Abamoda. You are playing a voodoo economy.
Okay,
because by the time the loan they collected, the dollar in their reserve. By the time they sell it finish, that Naira will fall beyond where it had fallen before.
All right, let's go back to the basic. 2022, we've talked about the crude oil, we put it on the side. But I realized that cocoa only gave us $489 million US as an export value, 0.69% in 2022. But during the regional government of Babawolowo, cocoa was one of the major exports from the western region. Why has the federal government not invest in that sector so that we can mop up as much of the land that we have across the whole country and make that to become a revenue in dollar?
Okay, Koiki.
Yes.
Before going to cocoa, why don't we start from cassava?
Okay.
Obasanjo tried to diversify the economy and invested in cassava plantation in Nigeria, if you will remember, to the extent that they brought foreign technical ancestors, they were converting cassava to flour, to baking breads. I mean, cassava flour was being used to bake bread instead of wheat flour. It's Obasanjo that brought those innovation and those are the things. Now the question is, after Obasanjo left, all those plantations died. It shows that you cannot fix Nigeria because one person, Tinubu is there today. He may have a good plan that he said he wants to do, but is he thinking that if he leaves, if another comes tomorrow, did they buy his idea? Will they sustain what he's building? It's just a recycle of suffering the people to build what another will come and demolish and squander away. There is no uniform national ideology. Nigeria has no uniform national ideology. That's why you see them fighting for party taking over a country, because they know that if their party take over Nigeria or take over some place, their ideology will be sustained in that place. But you don't run a country like that. You need to respect the citizens because they are the citizens, not because they are party members. So the citizen of Nigeria first before being APC or PDP or whatever. But that opposite is in Nigeria. Nigeria prefers the party first before because there is no uniform ideology in Nigeria. There is no uniform ideology, and that's the reason Cardoso need to be careful. You need to be really careful because what Imebele did and is being persecuted for is what Cardoso also is doing. They are subsidizing dollars.
Let me get that right. Did you just say that we are subsidizing dollar?
Nigerian reserve.
Are we subsidizing dollar? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, by selling dollar to borrow the change, you make yourself, number one, he shot himself on foot by saying we float naira. If you float naira, you don't control the dollars. They get the dollar at the price and sell to naira at the price. Now, at the same time that you float naira, you are controlling the dollars, selling to appointed or delegated bureau de change that you approved. Let me explain what happened to you. Now, those bureau de change, let me say they are like 100. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
They now choose like 10. So all those aboki, what they did is like, if you are about 20, you just group and follow one that is approved. So they form union so that they won't be out from business, so they become stronger. So all those ones that CBN have appointed, all those who are in business before, they are still the one in business. They just reform and stay. Now they have appointed those ones. They are like the POS of central bank. Those bureau de change. So the central bank has even opened an account for them. If you check that letter, they open an account for them, whereby central bank will give them, will disburse dollar to them, dollar that central bank is not producing. It will disburse it to them. When they disburse it to them, they will sell that dollar and pay naira back to central bank. Then the next week or 2 weeks, central bank will disburse dollar again to them.
All right. Let me quickly. Yeah.
Central bank is now the boss over dollar, not United States in Nigeria. So they are now, by so doing, they will be fixing the value of dollar in Nigeria. Now they are doing that and subsidizing the actual price that dollar supposed to be sold. Now, by the time they finish the dollar they have in reserve, because the dollar they are giving those bureau de change, it's not coming back to central bank. Those bureau de change are not selling it to producers, to companies that need it. They are not and central bank is not giving the dollar to the commercial banks, because if it gets to the commercial banks will take it as the way he said it before earlier, floating naira. They will buy and sell at the actual price. So he's not going to give it to central bank because they're going to sell at the actual price. So they are controlling it, giving it to rule the change that they are controlling. And the rule the change are not giving it to the actual institution or company that needs it. Rule the change are reserving it because they know that dollar will finish in the hand of central bank. When that dollar now finish, rule the change will now sell at their price. Then the price of naira, the naira value will start falling again. At that time, central bank will not have dollar. I pray that they won't buy $1 for 4,000 naira, because the game that they are playing now, they are reducing the value. And you will think that naira they will not be announcing it. Naira is taking value. The naira that has no export power to strengthen it. Now, don't subsidize all that money that the dollars that they are paying. Once it finish and they are short of dollar to
one minute, Bishop. 1 minute, Bishop.
Naira will fall.
So where is Cardoso actually getting this money that is touching now? Where is he getting it from?
It's federal. You can say like the Federal Reserve. You can say the money they took loan recently. They took some loan recently. These are loans, dollars that they took to use, that they said they will use to strengthen naira, and that is the idea that they decided they want to use it for. But he did not think it through.
So he's taking the money from the foreign reserve that we don't
take it through.
So he's taking money from a foreign reserve that we don't have enough, because our foreign reserve is not up to nothing to write him about. Because let's go. Go ahead.
The foreign reserve and the loan, either the foreign reserve or the loan given.
So we are actually using a loan to subsidize.
Is it the reserve of the federal government of Nigeria using to subsidize?
So we borrowed loan to subsidize the dollar.
Yeah.
How?
That they don't produce.
Okay. Let's come back to the basic. This government, within the next 48 months, which is another 2 years, do you think that this government can push? And we're going back again to the historical data of 2022. Good evening to those of you that have joined us, Ifagbemileke and the rest of you, Sheguano, and as many of you, Jimo Razak says, I have said that any good you feel you are doing to Nigeria is like packaging software for the next generation. Shamsuddin and the rest of you, and also to all our loyal brothers and sisters, mothers, Ruki Giant, thank you so much. I'm going back to the historical data, and I can realize that I can see that we didn't, not that we don't have the product that we can sell out. We have a petroleum gas that gave us $9 billion. I don't know why we're not making money from that. We have nitrogenous fertilizer. We sold about $2 billion US. We sold less than $1 billion in cocoa, not even up to 500 million. We sold about 489 million US. Soya beans, we sold about $79.6 million. Cocoa butter, we sold $47 million. Cocoa shell, $39 million. Raw sugar, $39 million. Cocoa paste, 23.7, and also the basics. So what I'm trying to figure out is, let's look at China. What we can say in China is like they have multiples of different things that they are producing. I know you've told us that every individuals in the Chinese home are being trained as a technical team. They can produce as many things because they have the numbers. They also have. When people now say that breaking away from Nigeria is not as a good advantage, because We have 200 million people. We are better off to be in one block. But is that valuable? Looking at China, is a big number, but they are producing enough. We are also big numbers, 220 million Nigerians, but we've not been able to transform that into producing nothing, you know. And
now,
yeah.
now, Koiki, now listen. You see, Nigerians are industrious people. And as I'm talking with you, Nigeria produced. That's why you have what you call Abamade. There is nothing that you see that is being produced from outside that they are not coupling or producing inside Nigeria. The first question I want to ask you is, why will federal government go and pay dollars to buy SUV abroad when we have companies that are producing vehicles inside Nigeria? We have Innocent, we have this Koiki. That guy is a Yoruba guy from Ijebu. He has his factory in Ijebu. He's the one producing armored car for Nigerian military.
Okay, let me have the value of what.
Why can't the federal government patronize and bought from
So
them?
that means what you are saying now is that if the federal government, as at 2022, have stopped importation of cars into Nigeria, we would have saved $1.24 billion.
Even from 2024 that we are in, who just bought SUV to lawmakers and senators. Why did he go and spend dollars to buy that? Why not buy what we have? Every country, especially country. Okay, for example, look at Burkina Faso. President Ibrahim Traore, a 34-year-old, taking Burkina Faso out of national debt within 2 years. Making the resources, what did they have? Did they have crude oil? They have only mineral stones. Divers of mineral stones, diamond and all that. That's what they have. And nationalizing and building Burkina Faso. Now he is 36 years old. Koiki, you are more than 40 years old. What is all these old men still doing ruling Nigeria? They are the problem of Nigeria, not Nigerians. These political elites are the problem of Nigeria. The economy has gone beyond what they are running. If you give me little time, I'll just explain.
Go ahead.
The situation Nigeria is, it's not terribly, entirely bad that it cannot be redeemed. But this set of people ruling it cannot redeem it with their mindset, with their ideology, with their desire and what they want. Nigeria cannot be redeemed under them and under their control. For example, the economy of 21st century now is cryptocurrency, where economy is built on blockchain. United Kingdom has told all the banks in UK, all of them, to reduce their branches that they are opening. They should go on digital. That's blockchain.
All right, let me add something to that before you move forward. Let me add something to that. From January next year, you will not get your visa stamped on your passport. Everything goes digital in UK. From January next year.
Can you see that? Now, United States of America called Binance, they saw that Binance, okay, for example, you read about the builder of Binance, a Chinese called Canadian.
Yes.
Sorry, which resources is that man mining? Look at his financial assets.
Yeah.
just
47 years old. He was born in 1977. His net worth is $33 billion US.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any crude oil, neither does he have any oil wells.
Look at that. Look at that. Do you know why Nigeria is fighting them? One of the reasons that Nigeria is fighting is not because they are the one who actually give Yoruba network. Not because of only that. Why Nigeria is fighting them, they had that they are making times 4 of what Central Bank of Nigeria is making in Nigeria in a year. The entire Central Bank of Nigeria, what they are making in a year, Binance, who did not have office inside Nigeria, is making times 4 of it. And Binance, who did not have office inside Nigeria, employed 4,712 Nigerian youths inside Nigeria. Company that is not inside Nigeria from diaspora employ Nigerians 4,712. And then these youths that Central Bank cannot employ, these youths that Nigerian Commercial Bank cannot employ, were given job on the virtual stands and they are making earnings. Nigeria destroy all that in one day. Now, they don't know the economy is not 18th century that they are running. You don't need to travel anywhere, stay where you are. You can run the economy of the country that you choose. If you want to be earning in dollars, if you want to be earning in pounds, if you want to be earning in yen, in euro, you don't need to travel to Europe. Anywhere you are, you'll be working where you are and be earning in the forex that you want. That is the new level of economy. Because the Oyibo people saw that why is there migration to their country? And they did not have land mass to accommodate the crowd that is coming from Africa because of greener pasture. And they decided that it is good economy, greener pasture that these people are looking for. And they are just bombarding their land. Okay, they say, okay, let's build a blockchain wherever you are, doesn't matter. You can access the economy that you want. That is the idea behind blockchain. Ghana has put Ghana cities on the blockchain long time ago. South Africa is on the blockchain. All countries of the world, American dollar is on blockchain. All the countries of the world is on blockchain. Every country is rejecting Naira. The only largest blockchain company, exchange management company, that like Nigerians have put Naira on its blockchain. Nigeria cannot call them and say, you guys come. We don't like what you people are doing. We want you to be here. And give them the guidelines. That will give opportunity to guide them, to control them. Let them come and invest here in Nigeria. They will have room to employ more Nigerians. And you will be able to monitor the transaction. No. Nigeria run a panel economy. Wicked economy. That's what Nigeria grab them and arrest them. Arrest 2 directors that they said to come and talk with them. People that they said to come láti wá mú ayé àwọn ará àdúgbò wọn wọ́n arrest wọn. Ìwọ nínú wọn ló escape yẹn. Àwọn ẹ̀sìn they remove Naira from the international market. They remove Naira away. Now America can send direct dollar to Central Bank of Nigeria. They stop this in January. They are telling Nigeria to pay all their debts. The little dollar that is coming to Nigeria can tell all the other banks who have foreign investment, all those commercial banks have money in diaspora. They have pounds, dollar. Look at that Central Bank, Asset Bank director that died. Look at the amount of his assets in dollars. Now all these commercial banks have
one minute, Bishop. As of Saturday, our debt has gone to 97.3 trillion. Federal government fresh borrowing drive up the Nigerian public debt to 97.3 trillion naira.
Well, yeah. So these people don't know how to make money for Nigeria, to bring investors to pay to
Okay, what about all these investors that the president is assuring us that he's speaking to?
Remove them.
But I remember that the president traveled around the world and told us that he's bringing investors into the country and they'll be coming in very soon. Maybe they're coming next year. But before we go there, the CBN also today has now raised the interest rate to 24.75%. What does that mean to a layman?
Now, what that means is that they have envisaged that the dollar they are selling to BDCs, the bureau de change, they are not the producers. So it will finish. So they have looked at a particular avenue to make money to replenish that dollar. So they have to raise interest rates so that more money can come to federal covers. So if you borrow money from a bank, or a bank borrow money from central bank, or bank borrow money from each other, if it is 10%, you always collected before. What it means that what they will be collecting will be about 35%.
Okay, because it actually went from 22.75% to 24.75%, the NPR.
Yeah. So they've raised the interest rate so that more money they can collect more charges, so that they can push in the dollar that they don't have that they are selling.
That's 31 states owe the central bank 340 billion.
Without be enough to supply the entire state country, without be enough. I just laugh.
All right. We're going to wind down in just about a few minutes because this is part one. We're going to be coming back tomorrow. As we're winding down, just a quick summary. Let's start again. The CBN approves second tranche of the forex sales to the BDC and reduce allocation to $10,000. What does this mean? Just in summary again.
The network is booming. Can you repeat? Sorry.
I said in summary, as we are winding down the program in the next 10 minutes, the CBN has approved this second tranche of the forex to the BDC. What does this mean? Kí ló mean fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá? Bí a tẹ bá lè kọ́ bá sọ ní Yorùbá fún the next 10 minutes.
Ní Yorùbá, nǹkan tí ó túmọ̀ sí ni wípé Central Bank Nàìjíríà ó ń ta dọ́là fún àwọn bureau de change. Dọ́là tí kò ṣe òun kọ́ ló ń ṣe dọ́là, náírà lòun ń ṣe. Dọ́là tí ó jẹ́ àwọn èrè díẹ̀díẹ̀ tó ń wá sápò ìjọba ni òun wá ń tà fún àwọn bureau de change. Ó wá ń tà ní owó pọ́ọ́kú kí ó lè dàbí wípé náírà ó ti ní value. Nítorí owó pọ́ọ́kú tó ń tà fún àwọn bureau de change, àṣírí tó dẹ̀ wá bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà àwọn bureau de change wọ́n kàn tọ́jú owó yẹn pamọ́ sí tiwọn ni. Tó bá ti rí pé gbogbo dọ́là ìtàn lọ́wọ́ central bank tí kò ní dọ́là mọ́, àwọn á wá gbé dọ́là tó ti gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn síta, àwọn á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní máa tà ní owó táwọn fẹ́ tà. Nígbà yẹn ni náírà máa wá já wálẹ̀. Gbogbo irọ́ tí wọ́n ti pa lórí náírà pé náírà ti dìde ó ti dìde o, náírà kò tún já wálẹ̀ tóóní. So ó máa jẹ́ benefit fáwọn bureau de change yẹn. Òun ni mo ṣe ní kíkà tó ṣòfò ṣọ́ra, ó lo ọpọlọ ẹ̀ kó má bọ́ sí ọ̀fìn tí èmébìlì náà bọ́ sí. Pẹ̀lú ìgbésẹ̀ tó ń gbé.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni. A tún sọ̀rọ̀ ní ìṣẹ́jú méjì pé Nàìjíríà epo tí a tà ní 2022 ní export ó fún wa ní 52 billion US dollars. Kí ló dé tí a ní ọrọ̀ ajé tó pọ̀ láti Nàìjíríà tí a ń tà síta ní ìṣẹ́jú méjì?
Okay, nítorí pé irọ́ ni wọ́n fi pínlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà, irọ́ ó pọ̀. Àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́. Gbogbo àwọn kọ̀ǹga tó ti ń wa epo wọ̀nyẹn, òun ni kò sí ní àkàtà ìjọba Nàìjíríà mọ́, tí wọ́n ti tà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn, àwọn ìlú òyìnbó, àwọn ni ó ní. So ìjọba ò láṣẹ láti jẹ́ ti orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ìjọba tó wá ń rà á torí wọ́n ti tà á fúnra wọn. So then àwọn ìlú wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti ẹ̀ lálùmọ́nì tó tó Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ pé ọpọlọ àwọn èèyàn wọn nìkan ni wọ́n ní. Wọ́n gbé àwọn ọpọlọ yìí kalẹ̀ wọ́n fi ń ṣe àwọn nǹkan ribiribi tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ìlú mìíràn nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn làwọn ìlú mìíràn wá ń rà tí wọ́n dẹ̀ fi ń gbé orílẹ̀-èdè wọn lárugẹ. Mo dárúkọ China, mo dárúkọ Japan. Tí Nàìjíríà tá a bá ní àlùmọ́nì kankan àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà á jẹ́ ọlọ́pọlọ pípé rẹpẹtẹ. Ká tó gba òmìnira aláwọn alágbẹ̀dẹ à ń ṣe ọkọ́ à ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn mẹkáníìkì Nàìjíríà wọ́n ń ṣe mọ́tò. Ká má tiẹ̀ wá sọ pé a tún láwọn ilé iṣẹ́ àwọn at least aláwọn ilé iṣẹ́ Koiki 4 tí wọ́n ṣe mọ́tò nínú Nàìjíríà bọ̀ Nàìjíríà gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ ò ra mọ́tò lọ́wọ́ wọn. Iná sọ̀nù wà ń bẹ̀, Kàrókì wà ń bẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ni. Òun ló ń ṣe mọ́tò tí àwọn Nàìjíríà bulletproof jeep táwọn Nàìjíríà àmì ń lò. Bọ̀ Nàìjíríà ò rà wọ́n lọ fi dọ́là tí wọn ò ní wọ́n lọ fẹ́ ra jeep nílùú òyìnbó. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ tún pariwo wípé kò sọ̀rọ̀ ajé o náírà fìdí rẹ̀ ni. So Nàìjíríà ìjọba Nàìjíríà ni ó ń fa owó àgbo Nàìjíríà sẹ́yìn kì í ṣe aráàlú Nàìjíríà. Àwọn aráàlú Nàìjíríà ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun. Tí ìjọba Nàìjíríà bá sọ wípé pákí nìkan la fẹ́ máa tà, ìjọba Nàìjíríà máa ra pákí lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn aráàlú tó ń gbé pákí. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ máa tà sí ìlú tó nílò pákí, owó máa wọlé fún ìjọba Nàìjíríà. Náírà máa gbéra. Náírà á gbéra.
Ṣégan ni bàbá wa torí àsìkò.
Kò sí kankan tíjọba Nàìjíríà tà láti fi ran náírà lọ́wọ́.
Ṣégan ni bàbá wa.
Lọ́dọ̀ ìtẹ́ ń wò yẹn Nàìjíríà ò tà mọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ náà ń kó.
Tó àníri jù báyìí lọ bàbá wa ẹ bá wa dágbére fún gbogbo àwọn aráalé tó bá máa tún fi di ọjọ́ míì ẹ tún wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹkọ́nọ́mì Nàìjíríà àti pé ẹkọ́nọ́mì náà ó ń lọ bí gálọ́pì ní ẹ bá sáré kí gbogbo àwọn aráalé ìṣẹ́jú 5 ló kù àbí fi parí ètò yìí bọ̀ ẹ bá kí àwọn aráalé ká lè yọ ọjà yìí.
Àwọn aráalé akínyìn o ẹ ṣé lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́ o orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tá à ń retí á tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ o àṣẹdẹ bí èrè ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Tó bá di ọ̀la sọ̀túnla àwa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìdí tí ọmọ Yorùbá ti gbọdọ̀ máa tètè kówó wọn kúrò nínú ẹkọ́nọ́mì Nàìjíríà láti lọ máa tọ́jú ẹ̀ síbi tí ó jẹ́ kó wà gẹ́gẹ́ bí rúbà àti àwọn nǹkan míì tí ó bá tún máa yé wọn láti ṣe àwa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa yẹn. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o alàgbà Bishop Adeshina láti bẹ́ẹ̀sì wọn ni wọ́n ti bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Nírí jù báyìí lọ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ará ilé òun ni wọ́n náà ti gbọ́ yẹn. Mo kí gbogbo èyí tẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Twitter space. Mo kí sísítà mi o Arẹwà akíkanjú obìnrin ṣègùn ẹ̀kọ́ gbogbo gbà. Mo kí Mímì Adéyẹmí Abíọ́dún, mo kí brọ́dà wa Ṣọlá, mo kí Rasta, mo kí gbogbo yín Rasta Assured. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Instagram Mr. Túndé, mo kí Ọlásùpọ̀ Olúwafẹ́mi Ifágbémilékè, mo kí ẹ o, mo kí Silver Badmus, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Twitter, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí MixLR, mo kí ẹ o Àlàó Bàbá ní I hear we don't own our oil well anymore. The Shell PLC and the Chevron PLC don't even answer to the Nigerian government anymore. It is ending already. Ògúnmọ́lá Abíọ́dún mo kí ẹ, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ láǹfààní àti dá sí. Brọ̀dá wa Comrade Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà níbẹ̀ ni Proforce ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ni wọ́n ń ṣe. Wọ́n dẹ̀ tún ní North Vehicle ní ìlú Èkó àmọ́ region tí wọ́n invest síbẹ̀. Innocent Monster ìyẹn wà nílùú àwọn Ìgbò lọ́hùn. Mo kí Wàsíù Táíwò, mo kí ìyàwó alẹ́ǹkan sí, mo kí màmá tó bí mi lọ́mọ, mo kí àwọn ìyàwó mi, mo kí Dizzyman. Ó ní Yorùbás setting the pace for the future economic development backed by intellectual property export of human capital. Japan, China bá ti ṣe rí wọn ní nǹkan àmúnì tó pọ̀ àmọ́ wọ́n ń ṣe ribiribi ní gbogbo àgbáyé. Wọ́n kí bàbá wa Moses Ọláníran wọ́n ní I think all this nonsense is a way of stealing from the poor people. Our economy needs to be addressed first before any other thing. Naira will still come. Muki Etuni, strengthening Naira is not a way forward. Dollar and not legal tender in Nigeria. So how come all our products are being fixed through dollar exchange? This man said, we opt for a new Yoruba nation, self-determination, freedom, prosperity to protect our identity, our culture, language, self-government, ready to compete with the most advanced economy in the world. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kí àwọn tó darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí backup YouTube channel wa tó mú orí látẹ̀kan kó tó di pé a máa wind down completely. A ní rí jù báyìí lọ ní àṣálẹ́ yìí, mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí MixLR, a máa pa nísìnyí. Thank you so much. Ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa fún the last 2 minutes tó kù tá a máa fi end the program yìí ní orí platform tó kù. Thank you so much, mo kí yín o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kí àwọn tí ó wà lórí backup channel wa. Mr. Waris Jinadu ní Biafra digital coin in place, no joke, no joke. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ wọn ní that was what Baba Awolowo did by buying cocoa from the farmers. Benny, we were doing a lot of skilled people even before this Nigeria came into existence. Muki Atobi Miloma Shegoni. Baba Warizini, petrol naira, polymer naira note is worthless. Hard to accept this reality, but real. Without the Yoruba Biafra foreign exchange and importation and exportation, Dangote will not survive it neither. Baba Yawani, you can run the economy remotely. Muki Congrats to the Biafran digital coin. This man said no one can control and set the rate of dollar to naira. Our guest is absolutely right in his analysis. And Moki Baba Kunle Shita, Yoladi Doyin Moki Rahim Abbas, life and journey. My core issue with dividing Nigeria is the dynamo it causes for people like me. My dad is Lagosian, while my mom is Igbo. Tony Ages, shout out to you. And on that note, we will be saying thank you so much. Hope you've enjoyed. Muki Baba Tiyami Akalamago TV Moke Akim Oluwadamilare Muki ẹ̀yin náà pé ẹ ṣé gan ni tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Gbogbo ẹni tí ó darapọ̀ mọ́ wa láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn àlùkà àṣàǹtìṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn ní Elédùmarè á ràn wá lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú àṣẹ Èdùmarè. Muki Síkírù Saheed Adékúnbi ẹni ẹ̀kọ́ ètò. Muki bọ̀dá wa Ọlásùnkànmí. Muki ẹ̀yin tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa náà lórí Koiki Media Odùduwà. Wọ́n ní Koiki Media ìyẹn Ayọ̀délé Sanni ó ní ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun Olódùmarè ló wà pẹ̀lú yín. Mo kí ẹ Easy, mo kí Kúnlé Bakers, mo kí Our Comfort, mo kí GR1, mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe ọjọ́ bí Sadiq, mo kí ẹ ní gbogbo Abelt ní gbogbo Ṣòdì. Tó bá dijọ́ Sunday tó ń bọ̀ yìí a máa sọ pé happy birthday in advance sí brother wa bàbá wa Mr. Ọlájídé Ajíkòbí ọmọ Oòduà Ìjòmú ọ̀rọ̀ ní Kwara State, àmọ́ ìlú Amẹ́ ni wọ́n wà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Orúkọ tèmi ni wọ́n pè ní Ọláyọmí Koiki. Bàbá mi Tajudeen Alówónlé, Ọlá àtúbọ̀ jẹ́ ká máa rówó ńlé ni. Wọ́n ní anybody who thinks Nigeria is going to work, you are a big fool. Keep playing, keep playing. Thank you so much, and I hope you've learned one or two things. Akíbàbá Kétóyè, mo kí ọmọ Yorùbá o. Mo kí àwọn Biafra, mo kí àwọn Ambazonia, mo kí àwọn Scottish, mo kí àwọn Welsh. Anyone that wants to be free, let them go. It is not a must that you keep people together that doesn't speak the same language and doesn't have the same culture. We can have relationship, but we don't have to live together as one country, as a fraudulent one like Nigeria. We will not take calls this evening because it is quite late, at least for me, because I'm broadcasting from home, as many of you know already. And that means that 10:30 is the right time here in London. It's 26th of the month of March 2024. We've done a couple of programs today. You can still go back and watch it. Remember to follow us. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share as much as you can. If you have any concern, any issues, go on my website, www.koikimedia.com, where you can send your question to me. Or +44 74 044 05917, which is the studio number. And on that note, tomorrow, Professor Banji Akintoye will be joining us on the Yoruba World Media. Make sure you stay tuned. Ó dàárọ̀, Oranyola máa sùn. Yoruba nation, no going back. God bless Yoruba land. God bless the indigenous Yoruba people. God bless all the indigenous people as well, including the Hausa. Stay safe and don't sleep with your two closed eyes, because you never know. A lot is happening in Nigeria. Ó dàárọ̀. Bye for now. Once again, thank you so much, Bishop, for the great work and the analysis. Good night, everyone. This is Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Thank you so much, all. Bye for now.